Let me ask you something that might be uncomfortable. If you're not where you want to be financially right now, and most people aren't, what's your explanation for that? If you're being completely honest with yourself, what's the story you tell about why your money situation looks the way it does? For most people, the answer involves something external. The economy, the cost of living, the job market, the fact that they didn't come from money. And look, those things are real. The economy is genuinely harder for a lot of people. The cost of living is brutal. None of that is made up. But here's the uncomfortable part. Those are also very convenient explanations because they locate the problem outside of you. And if the problem is outside of you, there's nothing you can do about it, which means you never have to change anything, which means nothing changes. The truth, and I say this not to be harsh, but because it's genuinely useful, is that money responds to specific things. Not luck, not background, not timing. Specific, learnable, actionable things. And once you understand what those things are, you stop waiting for something external to change and start changing what's actually within your control. Money responds to 4 things: value, skill, scale, and discipline. Let's go through them. Value first. Money flows toward value. Always has, always will. It's the most fundamental law of how wealth moves in the world. Wherever someone is solving a problem, a real problem, for real people, at a meaningful level, money follows. This sounds obvious until you flip it around and ask the uncomfortable version of the question. Are you currently providing enough value to enough people to justify the income you want? Not do you work hard. Hard work is table stakes. Almost everyone works hard. The question is whether what you produce, your output, your service, your skill, your product, solves a real problem that someone is willing to pay for. A 2022 Harvard Business Review analysis found that the fastest income growth consistently occurred in roles where individuals were solving clear, measurable problems for their organizations or clients. Not the longest hours, not the most effort, the clearest, most valuable problem being solved. If your income has plateaued, the first question isn't how do I earn more? It's what problem am I solving, and how valuable is that solution to the person who needs it? Skill second. Value flows from skill. If value is a destination, skill is what gets you there. And here's the thing that most people miss about skill. It's not a fixed attribute. It's not something you either have or don't have. It's a currency. It can be built, accumulated, and compounded in exactly the same way money can. The problem is that most people stop actively building skill the moment they leave formal education. They get a job, they learn what they need to do that job, and then they stop. And so their skill level stays roughly constant while the market keeps evolving around them. And a skill set that doesn't keep pace with the market becomes less valuable over time, even if you're working just as hard as you always were. World Economic Forum research from 2023 found that the half-life of professional skill is now estimated at around 5 years, meaning that half of what you knew 5 years ago may already be obsolete or significantly less valuable. 5 years, which means active, intentional skill building isn't a nice-to-have. It's maintenance. It's the cost of staying competitive in a market that doesn't wait. Scale third. This is the one most people never think about. You can have genuine value. You can have real skill, and you can still hit an income ceiling because you're delivering that value 1 hour at a time to one person at a time. Think about it this way. If you trade time for money directly, your income is capped by the number of hours in a day. And no matter how valuable you are per hour, the ceiling is fixed. The people who break through that ceiling, the ones whose income grows significantly without just working more hours, do it through scale. They find ways to deliver their value to more people without proportionally more of their time. A course, a business, a team, a product, a piece of content that keeps working after you've stopped working on it. Scale is how value becomes wealth, rather than just income. This doesn't mean everyone needs to start a business tomorrow, but it does mean asking the question, is there a version of what I do that reaches more people without requiring more of my hours? Because if the answer is never yes, the ceiling never goes away. Discipline fourth. And this one is where most people fall apart, even the ones who have the first 3 figured out. Because discipline isn't about motivation or willpower. It's about systems. Here's the honest reality. You can provide value. You can build skill. You can find scale. and still end up with nothing if the money that flows in flows right back out without structure. The Federal Reserve's 2023 report found that 37% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency. A significant portion of those people earned decent money. The money came in. The discipline wasn't there to catch it. Financial discipline isn't about deprivation. It's about direction. It's about deciding in advance and in cold blood where your money goes before it gets absorbed by the ambient spending that life generates automatically. Pay yourself first. Automate the savings. Assign every dollar a job. These aren't complicated ideas. They are just consistently avoided ones. And the gap between knowing them and doing them is exactly where most people's financial potential quietly disappears. Here's the thing that ties all four together. Value, skill, scale, and discipline aren't sequential. You don't master one and then move to the next. They work as a system. More skill makes your value clearer. More value creates more income to be disciplined about. Discipline builds the capital that funds your scale. And scale amplifies the value of every skill you developed. Neglect any one of them, and the others can only take you so far. The person who has skill and discipline but no scale hits a ceiling. The person who has scale but no discipline watches money flow through without building anything. The person who has value and scale but no ongoing skill investment eventually becomes obsolete. All four are the answer. And here's a genuinely important part. None of these four things are outside your control. You can increase your value by solving bigger problems. You can build your skill by deliberately practicing the things the market pays for. You can pursue scale by asking how your output could reach more people. And you can build discipline by designing systems that make the right financial behavior automatic. The question is never whether these things are available to you. They are. The question is whether you're choosing to work on them. Money is not random. Money is not luck. Money responds to specific inputs, and those inputs are available to everyone watching this. Value, skill, scale, discipline. Start there